So, no Kobe Bryant, no Andrew Bynum, still no problem for the Los Angeles Lakers as their machine rolls on. The issue now, will we see Kobe Bryant play in this weekend's All-Star game? The fans want to see him, but will he be able to go? John Ireland knows everything when it comes to Lakers basketball. He's their sideline reporter for KCAL. He also co-hosts Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN Radio in L.A., and John is kind enough to join us now. John, what is the latest on Kobe? Will he be able to play in the All-Star game?
He said after the game last night, Jay, that if the All-Star game was today, he could not play. That's a little bit of a shift in position for him. When he arrived at the game last night, it was a situation where he thought he could play for sure on Sunday. But he told me, and this was at 11 o'clock on the West Coast last night, that he can't move. He can't push off on that ankle. And he says he's going to take it day to day, see what happens. But, again, if the All-Star game was today, he said he would be out.
All right, the game would certainly miss him. 2 straight wins now without Kobe. What are the players saying about having to go out there without their best player and still put their best foot forward?
Well, Lamar Odom has been saying for a couple of years that the strength of their team is their depth. And, you know, all of us who cover the team think that they might be able to make the playoffs without Kobe. They probably couldn't win a championship or even do any damage in the playoffs without him. But, Jay, the way they've played these last 2 games at Portland, where they had a 5-year losing streak, and then last night when they fell behind 9-0 and gave up 34 points in the first quarter, and in both cases came back to win, makes you think that they're deeper than shots. So he had his best game of the year. He got a lot of help, a lot of balanced scoring, and a win like this has really got to get the rest of the league shaking their heads, because if the Lakers can play like this without Kobe, imagine what it's going to be like when they get him back.
And depth is so key once you get into May and June. Let's talk about Andrew Bynum, John. Out last night with the bruised right hip. Any update at all?
There's one more game, Jay, before they play the All-Star game on Sunday. That's tomorrow night in Utah. The Lakers will practice in L.A. today and then fly to Utah this afternoon. In kind of a weird twist, the Jazz will play tonight at Staples Center. They play the Clippers tonight. So we're going to be sitting in Utah waiting for the Jazz, who play a game in L.A. I don't think Andrew Bynum is going to play Wednesday. That would buy him a full 10 days off after hurting that hip in Portland. I would have told you, had the Lakers lost last night, that Kobe would have tried to play Wednesday, but now I think he's 50-50. I think that they could have the exact same lineup they had last night go into Utah tomorrow night for the last game of the break. Bynum's injuries, he knocked knees about a week ago. He says that's just sore. He fell on his hip in Portland. That's sore. I think he takes tomorrow night off and rests, and then their next game after the All-Star break, Jay, is a week from tonight at home against Golden State. So there's a possibility that both those guys could get a good long break.
Yeah, nice rest, getting ready to go into the second half of the NBA season. John Ireland on all things Lakers. John, good stuff as always, and it's the unofficial start of all of our shows. Give it to us, John.
Jay, have a good show.
You're the best. John, we'll talk soon.
See ya.
Magazine senior writer Rick Bucher. Rick, what's the very latest? I just cannot imagine how this is sitting with everyone hearing Kobe Bryant just might not be a part of the All-Star game.
I really wouldn't worry about that, Chris. As for Wednesday, he's going to make that decision, as he said, on the trainer's table in Utah. He's going to go there with the team, and it's simply a matter of whether he feels he can push off of that ankle. That will decide whether he plays Wednesday night. The league is very adamant about all their players showing up. Even the injured guys, Chris Paul and Brandon Roy, are expected to be there over the weekend and take part in all of the things that they have going on around the game. Be no different for Kobe Bryant. So I would fully expect that you're going to see him at least make a cameo on Sunday, because after all they have to go through on Friday, Saturday, Sunday making a cameo on the floor may actually be the easiest part of the weekend.
What do the Lakers have to say about any of this, Rick? Is there kind of a push and pull between what the league wants and maybe what Kobe wants, too, to get on that floor this weekend, and the Lakers are thinking awfully long into the spring?
Chris, without question, and the Boston Celtics with Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett deep into May and June, the league is adamant that guys that they be there and they take part in this and they take part in the celebration. So there are very, very hefty fines. We've seen it in the past with Karl Malone and Michael Jordan. When they've skipped just one day, when they skipped Friday, they've been levied heavy fines by the league for not showing up. That would be the same case here. If you can walk, you are expected to be at All-Star, and if you can put a pair of shoes on, you are expected to play in that game. and David Stern doesn't care about how this might impact you after the fact.